Let's see how we can put these elements inside these text. Import all of your footage into After Effects. You can find these in the resource pack. We're going to start with the fire text. So for that, I got this picture of this hot coal. At the same time, I have a footage of flames that I will display through the text. Hit this button down here. Let's give it a name and change the width and the height. I will go with these dimensions, then hit OK. Now in your composition, hold down Command and press Y. That's Control Y on Windows. And let's call this Black BG. And then choose the color black. This will go underneath our text so that we could use the Track Matte option over our footage. Now on top of this black BG, we're going to grab our text tool and just write something that's relevant. Hold Command A or Control A and use the Align tab to center it. If you're not seeing this tab, you can go to Window and check this right here. Then we're going to hold down Command one more time, Control on Windows, and double click on this Pan Behind Anchor Point tool. This is going to center the anchor point from the corner to the center. To get the best result for this effect, you want to choose a font that is quite bulky so that we get to see a lot of that flame when we are putting the footage on it. So don't go for any creative fonts, just go for the bulky ones, and that way you will have a better result. If you did change your font, be sure to center the anchor point one more time because it may be on the side. Select both, right click, and hit Pre-Compose. Let's call this Fire Text. Now we're going to bring in our video, or the photo first. Place it right underneath. And now we're just gonna toggle switches and modes so that we can find this Track Matte. If you're not seeing the Track Matte option, you can right click, columns, and make sure that you have the modes turned on. If it's not turned on, you will get something like this. So just right click and click on it so that you get all of these options. Now we're going to select our photo, which is right underneath. I'm just going to rename this to Coal. Then in the Track Matte, we want to choose the Luma Matte Fire Text. So now we have that coal inside the text. We just need to choose another color for the composition background. So hit Command Y or Control Y and bring this underneath all of the other layers. You can also go on your image, hit S to resize if needed. I will go with a size like this so that I could see more of the fire. Then we can click away. So now I have this photo inside my text, but it's looking a bit flat. So I will put in this fire video right above. Let's rescale it first. And change the mode from normal to screen. So we're getting something like this, but it's not quite ideal. I want it to come out from the different edges of my text and not like this. So since the fire is going that way, I'm just gonna move it a bit towards the side. And then we're going to duplicate this by holding down Command and pressing D or Control D. Let's hide the duplicate and call the first one Fire Left. The other one, we're gonna call it Fire Right. You can create as many duplicates as you want. It all depends on your preference. Now I'm just going to lock everything except for my fire video. Zoom in right here and start masking the edges of my text. Because we get pretty sharp edges, you can easily use the mask tool. So just grab the pen tool right here. Select your fire video and decide the parts that you want visible in the effect. So I only want the fire to show up from the edge here and not all of this. So I can, first of all, lower the opacity so I can see the edge of the F. Then go back on my layer and start adding these points. Let's zoom in a little bit. You can move different points around by just going on them, and holding down Shift will allow you to make straight lines, which is pretty helpful because we get really sharp edges. If you're getting a curve between your points, you can hold down Option or Alt on Windows and press on this middle section once. This is going to convert it from a curve to a sharp edge. Hold down the spacebar to move around, and just keep doing this until you have outlined the side in which you do not want this video to play. Again, holding down Shift will allow you to make sharp lines. And if you ever wanted to move these around, you can just go over it until you see this black cursor, then just drag it up right in that corner. It's really important to be precise here, or else it's going to look a little odd. So take your time and make the right points. Be sure that you're selecting the final point before making a new one. So once I have my mask, I want this side to be opened. You can simply just grab the final point and make a random selection like this. Invert the mask by opening the mask section, and now we're just going to get everything on this side. I just need to expand my mask so that we don't get these extra bits. I'm just going to move my video upwards so that this part can start with this part. And then you can double click on the mask to bring everything downwards. And now we have this coming out from the letter F. Hit T on the video and bring back the opacity. So now we have these flames just coming out from our letter. I'm going to bring it a little bit towards the right side so we don't get this. Hit P on the video. Then we can double click on the mask to just move it back to where it's supposed to be. That's looking a lot better. Missed something in the corner. Extend these. And because my letters aren't really moving anywhere, I don't need to do much with keyframing. Just need to do this once and the rest will be okay. So now we can bring in our fire right. Let me lock and hide the left one for a second so we can focus on the right one. Just going to right click and transform this. Perhaps flip it both vertically and horizontally so it looks like a different type of flame. Just want to make sure that the direction is similar to the fire direction we had at the start. So if you need to flip it again, just go ahead and do that. I will bring mine right here. That way we can mask this area out and have the rest of the fire go in the same direction that the first fire did. Now using the same pen tool, we're going to mask out everything and completely hide the fire from one side of our letter. So grab the pen tool. Let's first lower the opacity so that we can see the edge. Zoom right in. Make your first point and just go around your letter until you're happy with the result. Now we're going to grab our final point and just make a really big mask around our entire video. Can go outside the composition. And then we just need to simply hit M to invert our mask. Let me just fix things up a bit. Hold down Option to make sharp edges. And just fix up the points until we have a nice selection. There we go. So now we have the fire coming out from our letter R. If I bring back the opacity, it will look a lot more natural. We can, of course, use the same position keyframes to just move it up or down and make it perfect. Let's bring the first fire. Now we have these flames coming out from our letters. I will bring the video one more time, but this time behind our text. Let's hit S and just increase the size. Then hit R so that I can place it right behind my text. And now we get something like this. It helps to lock all of your layers. Let's rename this Backfire. And try to match the line of the video with the line of the text. So now we get a lot of flames from our text. So this is it for the first part. In the next lesson, we're going to use some color grading and some other transitions. I'll see you guys there.